Attention passionate Montreal, Canadiens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Montreal Canadiens' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Montreal Canadiens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Montreal Canadiens fans. Let's get to the news now, Canadiens fans. This season has been nothing short of remarkable. It's not every year that a team like Montreal, historically known for its storied past and passionate fanbase, surprises everyone by making it into the playoffs a year earlier than many predicted. And this recent run, this unexpected playoff appearance, has reinvigorated the entire organization and its supporters. The 2024-2025 season turned out to be a pivotal chapter in the Canadiens' ongoing rebuild, and it's clear that the team is positioning itself for something bigger in the near future. But what's next? What moves will the Canadiens make to ensure they're not just a playoff team, but a true Stanley Cup contender? The focus now, as the offseason approaches, shifts towards strategic roster upgrades. And if you've been following the latest buzz around the league, especially from insiders like Elliotte Friedman, you know that the Canadiens are not standing still. They're eyeing a significant addition, a forward who can grow alongside their young star Ivan Demidov and help propel the team into that next phase of their development. Friedman, in his recent edition of 32 Thoughts, mentioned that the Canadiens are actively looking to add a talented forward in the upcoming offseason. This isn't just about filling a spot. It's about finding someone with the potential to develop into a top-line player, someone who can grow with Demidov, who has already shown flashes of brilliance. The Canadiens' general manager, Kent Hughes, has been very clear about his ambitions. Over the past 2 seasons, Hughes has shown a knack for making bold moves, trades that have reshaped the team's core, like acquiring Kirby Dach and Alex Newhook, both of whom have added speed and skill to the Canadiens' lineup. Now, with a solid foundation in place, Hughes is in a position to make another impactful move. But the question is, who are the targets? Who could fit into Montreal's plans and help accelerate their rebuild? Well, there are a few names that have been floating around, and they certainly pique interest. One of the most talked about names right now is Marco Rossi, the talented young forward from Minnesota. Rossi, just 23 years old, has shown he can produce at the NHL level and could be a perfect fit, a player with upside who's still in that developmental phase. Last season, Rossi burst onto the scene, scoring 24 goals and compiling 60 points in 82 regular season games. That's impressive, considering he's played limited minutes at times, and it shows he has the potential to be a consistent offensive contributor. He even managed to add 2 goals and 1 assist in 6 playoff games, showing he can perform under pressure. The interesting part, Rossi's contract situation with the Wild is a bit complicated. As a restricted free agent, he's set to hit the market on July 1st, but contract negotiations haven't gone smoothly. Reports suggest that Minnesota and Rossi are far apart on a new deal, which opens the door for trades. And that's where Montreal might come in. The Canadiens have a strong prospect pool, a boatload of draft picks, and the flexibility to make aggressive moves. Rossi could perfectly fit into their plans as a player who can slot into the second or even third line, grow alongside Demidov, and develop into a primary offensive weapon. His size, speed, and scoring ability make him a tantalizing option, but he's not the only name on the radar. Another intriguing possibility is Mason McTavish from Anaheim. McTavish, who recently completed his 3rd NHL season, has been steadily rising in the league. Standing at 6'1", and weighing nearly 220 pounds, he's a powerful, versatile center who can play both physically and offensively. Last season, McTavish scored 22 goals and totaled 52 points in 76 games, showing he can produce consistently at the NHL level. His style of play fits perfectly with the Canadiens' need for size and grit down the middle, especially considering that their current second-line center, Kirby Dach, has struggled with injuries and consistency. Now, McTavish is also set to become a restricted free agent on July 1st. Historically, the Canadiens have been creative with offer sheets, as we saw with other teams like the Blues and Oilers in the past. While offer sheets are not guaranteed, they are a tool Hughes might consider, especially with a player of McTavish's caliber. Alternatively, a trade could be more realistic, particularly if the Ducks are looking to move him and not get into a bidding war. The Canadiens could leverage their assets, such as prospects or draft picks, to land someone like McTavish and instantly strengthen their center depth. Why is adding a player like McTavish so important? Well, for starters, the Canadiens have been developing their young core, but they've also faced some consistency issues at the center position. Kirby Dach, who was supposed to be a key piece, has spent significant time on injured reserve. That has left the team searching for reliable options. McTavish's physicality, combined with his offensive upside, makes him a perfect candidate to help Montreal compete in the tough Atlantic Division and beyond. Plus, his size and two-way game would add a layer of toughness that the Canadiens have been trying to build for years. It's worth noting that the Canadiens have a history of making bold moves during the offseason. Hughes has shown he's not afraid to take risks if it means improving the team's future outlook. The current roster already has a promising foundation, with young stars like Demidov, Cole Caulfield, and Juraj Slavkovsky. But to truly elevate their standing, they need a few more pieces, especially in the middle of the ice. This offseason, the Canadiens will be watching the market very closely. The NHL draft is coming up, and it's always a key moment for teams to make strategic decisions, whether it's trading assets, drafting a future star, or making a splash in free agency. The team's management has options, and they are not afraid to pull the trigger if it means securing a player who can help them contend sooner rather than later. Looking back, it's clear that the Canadiens are in an exciting phase. They've exceeded expectations this past season, and there's a sense within the organization that they're just getting started. The core young players are progressing well, and with the right additions, Montreal could be a real playoff threat next year. Fans are eager to see who will be the next piece of the puzzle, and insiders suggest that the team is actively exploring multiple avenues to improve. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in hockey. The offseason will bring its share of surprises, possibly trades, signings, or even unexpected signings of overlooked free agents who can contribute immediately. But one thing is certain: the Canadiens are determined to keep building this momentum, and they're not afraid to make bold moves to do so. They understand that to compete with the likes of Florida, Boston, or Toronto, they need talent, grit, and a bit of that Montreal magic that's made this franchise legendary. So as we look ahead to the summer, keep your eyes on Montreal. Whether they land Rossi, McTavish, or another exciting prospect, one thing is for sure: they're gearing up for a significant offseason. The goal: to keep progressing, to stay competitive, and to finally bring that coveted Stanley Cup back to Montreal. The fans' passion, the organization's ambition, and the players' determination will all play a role in shaping the team's future. And now, Montreal Canadiens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on these rumors? Do you think Rossi or McTavish would be perfect fits? Or do you have other names in mind that could make this team even stronger? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Canadiens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Montreal Canadiens news. Thanks for being part of this journey, and as always, let's go Habs.